Hey guys, what's up? It's time to do a speed test comparison between the Infinix Note 50 Pro versus the Tecno Camon 40 Pro and the Tecno Camon 40 Pro as well as the Infinix, and both phones is powered by same MediaTek Helio G100 Ultimate SoC. Also we have 8GB of RAM on the Camon 40 Pro versus the 12GB of RAM on the Infinix. On the back we have triple cameras on both phones. So very interesting to see how both phones is gonna perform. Now let's start off with the boot up test. So logos came up slightly faster on the Camon 40 Pro and Infinix as well as the Camon 40 Pro, and both phones is running on latest Android 15. Also we have XOS version 15 versus the iOS version 15 on the Camon 40 Pro. So the Camon 40 Pro is much faster when it comes to booting up, while Infinix now it is also done. So we almost have a 2-second difference between these two devices when it comes to booting up. And now let's talk about the display. So on the Infinix we have 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate. Also we have center punch hole on the top, and the bottom chin, even the side bezels looks really small. While on the Camon 40 Pro we also have 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate, and this one has a curved AMOLED display, and the bottom chin it is also really small. So guys, everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network. So phone dialer slightly quick on the Camon 40 Pro. So next on the list is going to be the settings, exactly the same. We also have a lot of AI features on both phones, as you can see, which is really similar. So let's go to the display. So you can see we have 120Hz refresh rate versus 144Hz refresh rate on the Note 50 Pro. Amazon shopping, exactly the same. Anyways, and scrolling it feels really smooth on both phones. Now let's open this laptop tab once again, and scrolling once again really similar and smooth. So now check out some games application. Now let's start off with the Candy Crush Saga. Helio G100 Ultimate on both phones, so slightly faster on the Camon 40 Pro. Let's spin out, exactly the same. Snapchat, exactly the same. Spotify, exactly the same. Subway Surfer and Subway Surfer it is open up exactly the same time. Also we have dual speakers on both phones, which is more better on the Infinix. Let's see Temper 2. And Camon 40 Pro as well as the Note 50 Pro, both phones is performing identical in terms of opening up the Temper 2. Now let's opening up the PUBG Mobile. Last game we have in this speed test. MediaTek Helio G100 Ultimate on both phones. We have 12GB of RAM on the Infinix versus 8GB on the Camon 40 Pro. So the Camon 40 Pro just destroyed the Infinix. I don't know why, despite having a same SoC. X, exactly the same. Z, exactly the same. Scrolling it feels smooth on both phones, but yes, in the start I see a stutter. So last one, launching the cameras on both phones. Default camera application. Let's see which one will be faster. So both phones is open the camera at the same time, and as far as the cameras are concerned, and the cameras it is better on the Infinix or on the Camon 40 Pro, but looks slightly more better on the Camon 40 Pro. So looking at the front facing camera, so the front facing camera it is really bad on both phones, but slightly better on the Infinix. Guys, now let's see internet browsing speed. So I am using Chrome on both phones. Also we have same Wi-Fi network. Let's opening up the wikipedia.org. Open up exactly the same time. Scrolling feels really smooth. Same thing zooming in out. Let's open this language. Once again, absolutely similar. Next on the list is the Samsung.com. Samsung.com, it is exactly the same. Scrolling it is visually smooth on both phones, as you can see. And now let's say RAM measurement. So we have 8 GB of RAM versus 12 GB on the Infinix phone dialer. It seems like a refresh on the Camon 40 Pro. Settings still there. Amazon shopping, refresh. Candy Crush Saga, refresh. Recipe out, refresh. Snapchat, refresh. Spotify, same result. Subway Surfer, that is refresh on both phones. So we have first refresh on the Infinix, Temper and 2, refresh, 2 refresh. PUBG, that is still there. Open up X, seems like in-app refresh. Zedge, refresh. Last, back to the internet browser, that is also got refresh on the Camon 40 Pro. And guys, over I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, as you can see, definitely, and the Camon 40 Pro is perform slightly faster only in games, although in SMS applications and both phones is performing identical. Also in terms of the RAM wise, RAM management is much better on the Infinix, but on the Camon 40 Pro we have a lot of refresh. Also we have 5200 mAh battery size on both phones. We have 90-watt super fast charging versus a 45-watt on the Camon 40 Pro. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Infinix Note 50 Pro versus the Tecno Camon 40 Pro. And do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.